Hey everyone, this is Joanne coming to you live from New York. I'm also known as #unicornboss. So as you guys are jumping online, tonight, make sure you go ahead and hit me up with some unicorn emojis because those are my favorite. If you're catching me live, go ahead and leave me a number 1. And if you're grabbing me on the replay, go ahead and leave me a number 2. So I'm super excited, you guys. We've got a really exciting keto kitchen. This is actually one of my all-time favorite recipes. It was one of the first keto recipes that I ever learned, and it's absolutely delicious. So I'm really excited to share it with you. So as you guys are popping online, don't forget to say hi and let me know where you're coming in from. If you're grabbing me live, go ahead and leave me a number 1. And if you're catching me on the replay, go ahead and leave me a number 2. If you're a brand new friend, go ahead and comment new below so that way I can circle back around and connect with you. And if we're not friends yet, don't forget to send me a friend request and hit follow. So really excited, you guys. We are going to be doing one of the first keto recipes I actually ever learned. So if you like pasta, if you like spaghetti, if you like zucchini, go ahead and comment below and just say Zoodles, because we're going to be actually making a zucchini noodle recipe tonight. So I'm super stoked. It's one of my favorites. So I see a bunch of people jumping on. Hi, welcome. Just let me know where you're coming in from. And if you share this video out, I will give you a full name shout out. I so appreciate your love and support. So if you enjoy my page and you learn new things about keto here and you love the recipes, please go ahead and hit me up with a share. So let's see who we've got. Hey, Caitlin. Hi, Voss. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Jill. Hi, Keena. Thanks, everybody, for joining. So let me get started, and let's go ahead and go over the macros together. So this original recipe, I actually tweaked it slightly. Sorry, I'm a little tired tonight, so I am getting a little tongue-tied. But I tweaked this slightly to make it a little bit more keto and to add some extra protein in it. So originally this recipe called to use cornstarch to thicken the gravy, which of course, please don't use cornstarch if you're keto because it will break your ketosis. So I've got some xanthum gum here ready at hand in case we need it. And then what I did is I added some sausage to this. So just be aware you can completely customize this recipe to your liking. You can add things as needed and then just tweak your macros. So I'm glad that you guys are so excited about the Zoodles. If you've had Zoodles before and you love them, feel free to shout out and let me know what your favorite way is to prepare them. Thanks for the share, Kenai. So appreciate the love and support. Voss says he likes my shirt. Thanks. I'm a huge gamer fan, so if you're a video gamer, go ahead and comment. Let me know what games you're playing right now. I'm thinking about doing, side note, I'm thinking about doing a live Mario Kart gaming session together on Friday night. So if you like to play and you want to go ahead and join me, make sure you swing back through. I think it's going to be really fun. So, I've got a bunch of people that have never had Zoodles. You guys, they're amazing. So what you do is you get yourself one of the spiralizers. I just got the Vegetti, and we spiraled up a bunch of zucchinis, and these were very small zucchinis. It was about 4 of them, and you can see they turn into beautiful little spaghettis, and they taste delicious. So really excited to share it with you guys. Okay, let me get back to the macros. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I get so excited about this recipe here. So, for the macros, I modified this slightly for what I'm doing right here. This is about 4 servings. If you have 4 medium zucchinis, it's about 2 pounds of zucchini, 614 calories. It's 43 grams of fat, which is huge because you know if you're keto, it takes fat to burn fat. So if you want to burn fat and lose some weight, go ahead and leave me some fire emojis below. And the protein is 35 grams because I'm adding in 16 ounces of very delicious sausage. Just make sure when you get your sausage, you don't have any additional sugars or fillers in there. You want to make sure that that's not a part of what's in the sausage because it will mess up your keto routine. And then the last thing is 8 grams of total carbs. So hey Julia, thanks for joining. Yes, and Matt, I'll give him a shout out. He totally helped prep the zucchini for me to save me a few extra steps tonight, so I so appreciate it. So I'm seeing a lot of video game love. That's awesome. So yeah, feel free. I'm thinking about doing something new. I usually do something light and fun on Fridays. I call it Fun Friday. So I just thought we might hang out and play some video games together and just chill out and do some Mario Kart because that's always a really fun one. So, okay. Here we go. So let's go ahead and get started, you guys. So to begin this recipe, actually, let me go over the ingredients for you real quickly. And if you're keto, go ahead and comment keto below. Let me know how long you've been on the journey. Feel free to let me know what you love about it, what you're struggling with. And then I always make sure to pop over after and pour through the comments and help you guys. So like I said, I've got 16 ounces of sausage here. We may not use all this. It depends on how the zucchini cooks down. I've got some tomato. It calls for 2 medium tomatoes. I actually just bought a small package of the cherry tomatoes and just cut them in half to make it easy. I've got some freshly grated Parmesan here. I think this is how much? Half a cup? Yeah, half a cup of shredded Parmesan, and then we're gonna top it with Parmesan when we're ready to eat it. And then just some basil and olive oil. So it's a really simple, easy recipe to do. So yeah, and this is one of Matt's favorite dishes. He highly endorses, even though he's not keto, he loves it. So Kina says she's keto 6 months. Awesome, love to hear it. How's it going for you, sister? Shirley's just getting started, so get ready. This is going to change your life dramatically. I absolutely love this lifestyle. It's done so much for me and it's changed my life dramatically. When I first started getting healthy, I was up over 200 pounds and I've lost, well, I lost track, but I lost 18 on keto my first month. So really, really just loving how this makes me feel. So let me see here. I'm looking for my, I don't know, spatula, whatever you call this. So let's go ahead and get started. So to begin, and let me tell you the key real quick because I'm gonna have to pay attention as we're cooking. By the way, thanks for the love, Juliet. Thank you for sharing. When you're cooking the zoodles, let me tell you the biggest trick right now in case you can't watch to the end of the video. The trick is they cook very quickly and they go from crispy to mushy in a half a second. So you have to really pay attention. So I would say by 5 minutes, you want to be like turning off the heat and moving it off just in case. The first time I ever did this and I made zoodles, I overcooked them slightly. And like I said, it was like a hot minute. So the closest thing I could compare it to is like when you're frying up some onion and they go from translucent brown to burned very quickly. It's like that hovering moment. The same thing happens with the zoodles. Thanks, boss, for sharing. I appreciate you. So that's the trick to this. So at about 5 minutes, if you've got about 2 pounds of zucchini here, you want to start being real careful. Once they go mushy, it doesn't really taste that great, but when they're just before that, when they're cooked right, it's really, really good. Okay, so to get started, we are going to start heating up our pan. I'm gonna kind of put it on the low side. And then we're gonna do it calls for 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it, you guys. I have already cooked up my, my sausage, so that's all ready to go. Yeah, it gets mushy really quickly, you guys, so be careful of that. That's a neat little trick for you. I learned the hard way my first time. So we're gonna do our olive oil and then we're gonna add the garlic. So let's see how much garlic we need. And I think I forgot to mention that in the ingredients, I'm sorry. So that's 1 additional ingredient for you. So a tablespoon of minced garlic or 3 to 4 cloves. So you're just gonna start this off by getting your garlic going in your olive oil. I'm getting to the bottom here of my garlic. I am ill-prepared, you guys. So I actually don't have quite a tablespoon, but that's okay. We're gonna run with it. Okay. So how's everybody doing today? It's Thursday. You guys, it's almost Friday. We've almost made it through the week. So I actually have to work on Saturday, so I'm gonna have to go live and do my video with you guys earlier before work because I won't be home till midnight. I'm doing a 3 to 11 shift, but that's okay. I don't mind helping out my friend who wants the night off. So yes, I agree, Lisa. Can never have too much garlic. Garlic is so delicious and good. So it's getting hot very quickly, so I'm just gonna turn this down just a tiny bit. Okay, so we're going to add our garlic. It says when the oil begins to bubble, add your zucchini noodles, and you're gonna just toss them until they're al dente for about 5 to 7 minutes. I usually start my counting around 5 just because time moves very quickly. So then after you're gonna add your ingredients to it. So I'm going to just give us another moment here to kind of bubble. Congratulations, Keena's off tomorrow. Enjoy, sister. Do you have anything fun planned, or are you just gonna stay home with the boys? The best way to do this dish, by the way, is I usually start with like just a little spatula like this, but now I'm going to, oh, I hope you guys can see. Sorry. Then it's best to switch over to tongs. So now I'm gonna actually set my timer on my stove for 5 minutes, and we're gonna try and pay real close attention. So hopefully we will get this right. So in the beginning, they're kind of hard to toss when they're just fresh like this, but as they start to cook down, it will get easier. You'll see they'll start to become really kind of, they hold their shape, but they start to get a little bit more al dente. And you just want to start to work around this olive oil and coat everything up really nicely. This always gives me a really good arm workout, and I hate to be like that guy, but it's giving me a good arm workout. I don't know. So I can smell the delicious aroma of the garlic and the olive oil. It smells amazing. So how many of you guys out there, you know, before you went keto, you really enjoyed a pasta dish that had like maybe like linguine with like a white wine sauce and olive oil or clams, or they do a lot of times olive oil and like what do you call that? Dried, what do you call that? The little dried tomatoes. I'm forgetting the name for some reason, but this is kind of very similar. It's just a really light, delicious dish. It's got lots of depth and flavor. And then when you put the Parmesan on it, oh, it's so good. And then what I did is I added, that was just my own, oh, sun-dried. Thank you. I'm like, what the heck is that word? I can't think of it. I got very little sleep last night, so I'm kind of functioning very close to my limit here, but that's okay. So, but yeah. So it's really light and fresh. I really, really like it. And I had the idea to add the sausage to it because I was looking to get a little bit more protein out of the recipe. And I love sausage. I don't know, does anybody else love sausage? If you do, feel free to comment sausage below and share with me some of your favorite ways to add sausage to your recipes. I'm that girl that, like, when I used to do pizza before I was keto and I would order out and I would get pizza, I would always want green pepper and sausage on my pizza. So, like, I'm a sausage person. I like it a lot better than ravioli. I'm sorry, not ravioli. Good Lord, pepperoni. I am all mixed up with my words today, you guys. That's so funny. So you can see now, can you see it's really starting to cook down here? It's really starting to go. So this is the point, and we're at about 2 more minutes on my timer here. This is the point where you really have to watch. And I'm not quite sure if I had 2 full pounds of zucchini, so I'm going to be really careful here, and I may consider pulling it off the heat just a little bit sooner. So you can see it's very wilted now, and it looks a lot more like pasta. So really, really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it off the heat for a quick second because I feel like we're really getting there. So the next step, you guys, is you want to add, I'm pretty sure we're going to put the Parmesan and the tomatoes in there and let it cook for like another minute or so. So let me just check this recipe real quick. So we're going to stir in tomatoes, basil, and Parmesan cheese and cook for 1 minute. So that's where we're at right now. So let me see. And you'll be surprised how much, like, that was a lot of zucchini and it really, really cooked down. So we may not need all these tomatoes. I'll kind of do that. Add in my Parmesan. And I'm going to do about, I don't know, maybe like a tablespoon of basil. I'm gonna start with a teaspoon of basil. Now, if you had fresh basil, that would be the best option, especially on a dish as light and fresh as this. It would be absolutely amazing. I just don't have any, unfortunately, so there we go. And you could always add more, but I always start with less because how many of you guys, has anybody out there tried to recover from having putting too much spices in a recipe and then all of a sudden it's like it's too much and you can't recover from it? So there we go. I'm gonna set it for another 60 seconds because you have to be really careful right now. And I could get very distracted chatting with you all. So we're gonna stay on track tonight, you guys. Yes, garlic is life. So we're pretty much done here, you guys. I can just tell by the texture of these zoodles, but I'm gonna let it go here for about a minute. So you can see it comes down. I mean, you remember how nice and full this plate was? So when you first run your, and I'm gonna actually stop right now. When you first run your zucchini through the veggetti, it looks like it's so much. So you can see it significantly cooks down. So let me show you. So it really, really cooks down. So don't be afraid if you have a ton of zucchini that it's probably fine because it really does cook down a lot. So the next step is, and this step is optional, sometimes I don't always do this, but what you want to do is take your, sorry, there's not a lot of room here. What you want to do is take your zucchini noodles out and make a quick sauce. I've done it both ways, with or without this step, so it's totally optional. It's up to you. So I'm just gonna take these out, and whatever water is in here, we're just gonna try and thicken up the sauce a little bit, so that way we can drizzle it over the top of this deliciousness. So. See if I've got a spoon. I did have one, but I used it for something else. So let me try this. Got a nice spoon here with some holes in the bottom. Sorry, I know this is the really boring part, you guys, but it's really, really good. You saw how quick and easy that was. The longest part is cutting up your tomatoes and spiralizing your zucchini. But after that, it's so quick and easy. Okay, so I've got all the cheese and everything out. And you can see we've got the remnants of just, pardon me, this is just like a Parmesan olive oil cheesy sauce in here. So we're just gonna try and thicken it up a little bit. And if you're keto, you wanna use xanthum gum as your thickening agent. So you can turn this back on really low. Okay. Be nice if I just had a little bit more counter space, but that's okay. So I'm gonna start with, like, you don't really need that much. Let me try a half a teaspoon and see how that does. So while I'm waiting for this sauce to thicken up, oh, you guys see Bean walking around? I know, he's so nosy in the kitchen. He wants to be in charge. He is fully the master of this house, and especially when it comes to the food room, he is definitely in charge. So, but while I'm waiting for this sauce to thicken up here, does anybody have any plans for the weekend? Anybody doing anything fun? I'm hoping to get some pool time in. It's finally starting to get warm here in New York, so I can't wait to be able to make a trip down to the Jersey Shore and get out to the beach. So, hey Natalia, thanks for joining. I know, he's so nosy. He's probably coming in here to see if there's somebody here. So you can see this thickened up really nicely, you guys. Check that out. So it's really only an extra 30 seconds or so. That's literally it. And I'm just gonna stop it right here. So now if you wanted more, of course, I assume that you could maybe add some additional water to dilute it down a little bit. Or not dilute it down, but to add more, so that way we have more sauce. But I find that this is usually enough. So we're just going to put this right on top, and then we'll just mix it up one last time, and I'll add some sausage. And then when you plate it, you would just add on some extra additional Parmesan. So let me use this to stir it around a little bit. Yeah, I'm glad you caught me live. You caught me right at the tail end. So for anybody joining me right now, this is one of my all-time favorite keto recipes. It's called Zucchini Noodles. And we just finished up the sauce here. So we're gonna be stirring it around. It's quick and easy to do. Takes just a few minutes. The longest part will be spiralizing your zucchini, but if you get a nice little spiralizer like the Vegetti, it really does it so easily for you. So, let me see if I can get a few tomatoes on top here just for aesthetics purposes. So there you go. It really does reduce right down to a delicious little spaghetti dish there. If you had a very large family, you would have to make a lot of zucchini. And I'm gonna add the sausage on right now as well too. I was kind of waiting, I wanted to stir the sauce around to see what it would look like here. And so you can see I have way too much sausage for the amount of, that I had that cooked down. But that's okay, because you could always use sausage for other things. You can put it in omelets, you could put it in egg cups, put it on pizza, so it never hurts to have a little pre-cooked sausage around the house, right? So that's it. There you go, you guys. What do you think? Nice and quick and easy. It really is delicious. And that thickening agent at the end to get the nice creamy garlic olive oil sauce on there, it's so delicious. You won't even know that you're not eating pasta. It's so, so good. So that is all. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. Sorry that I was a little bit tired. I got a little tongue-tied tonight, but that's okay. That's just normal life. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you go ahead and share this out with your friends and family. And if you enjoy the high vibe and everything I do on the page, I really appreciate your love and support. And if we're not friends yet, don't forget to go ahead and send me a friend request and hit follow. So I'll be back here tomorrow. Bon appetit to everybody. And thank you. Have a great night. I'll talk to you guys again soon.